Okay, if you watched our last video, we made some pickle spears, dill pickles it is, and we got that one all set. Now we're going to move on to what's called bread and butter pickles. So these will require a little more cutting. So we're going to get busy and get that going first. So when you're cutting up some bread and butter pickles, you make them into, I guess I call them chips. It's kind of how I actually eat cucumbers, is I cut them like that and I just eat them. Sometimes with salt, sometimes without. Sometimes you drop them in a vinegar solution, sometimes you don't. That's what Grandma used to do. She used to leave them on the kitchen table all day long in the summertime. Just go get them when you wanted them. It was like a snack. So I got to get to doing my share of cutting, so here we go. Okay, bread and butter pickles is what we're doing now, and John stopped by to say hi. He's out there digging a new garden for a fall garden over by his place, and we'll do ours next. We got the cucumbers cut up into some chips, and not only are they good to eat and good to pickle, they're good to throw at people. Surprised no one has made that into a sport yet. Some bored farming kids should make that a sport. Who can throw them the farthest? So what are we doing now? You made up some magic potion. It's a different magic potion than the dill pickles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it even looks different. It's got seeds in it. It's kind of seedy.
Kind of seedy.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to put that in the jars with the pickles. So what do we got to do next?
We got to put the pickles in the jars.
Pickles in the jars. Cue up the Metallica. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Putting them in the jars. Now these, I'm going to turn them sideways because we want these to lay flat. What if they're too big for the jar?
Oh, well, then you're going to have to cut them.
You didn't cut them very good. They're too big for the jar. Promise you mine won't be that way? No. Mine will fit just fine. So if you're eating these and you're having a hard time getting them out of the jar, put one of them real big ones at the top, and then you'd be like, what idiot puts one of them at the top? Like when you're changing oil, and you're like, who put the oil filter there? Why? And then you think, I know they did it on purpose, just because it makes you so mad. When you eat that jar of pickles, I did it on purpose. Can't wait to see the comments on that. Alright. We're rolling through the pickles here. Bread and butter. I won't do that on the other ones. We'll see who's the unlucky soul that gets the one. It's the one that you can't access. These are all big. These are a fork. Got Claire's Country going in the background. In case you don't remember, that is the official radio station of Sunrise Farm. You can find it at clairesradio.com. Just got to hit the drop down. We got the classic rock station, the oldie station, the everything station, and the country station, which is what we're rocking out to today while we're doing these things here.
And if you hear that pinging in the background, that's all the other pickles sealing. That's music to your ears.
She's listening to that music, I'm listening to the other music. Alright, there you go. Ready for your magic sauce. Dropped a couple this time, which means I can throw it.
Oh! John?
See if I can hit the phone. Bam! Look at that. That would be a good one on the camera shot. You got cute on camera. Came right at you. Can't wait to see that in the editing room. All right, here we go. It's time for the juice. Okay, juice funnel. We're using the funnel again. Yep, handy dandy funnel. Dip and pour. Bread and butter pickles. Sunrise Farm style. Made with a little bit of love and a whole lot of fun. Some goofiness mixed in. That's what adds the extra flavor, is the goofiness. Alright, so we got it going in there. And are these hot? Are these hot? They're not real hot. You gotta cook them again when you get the juice in there?
Well, yeah, we gotta put them in a water bath. Same thing, just like the dill pickles.
Okay, so I got a water bath them. Well, just in case somebody watches this video and doesn't watch the dill video, you know?
Well, that's true.
So if you're watching this video and you want to see how we did our dill pickles, it's one video post back. You can check that out and you'll see that detailed extravaganza. It was a good time. Mine went into the jar butter, and I invented a method of putting the pickles in the jar that left no space, because I got yelled at for leaving space. So necessity is the demand of creation, and I created a new way of doing things. I created a new way of doing things. I'm sure there's someone out there that thought of that already, but they didn't teach me, so I had to figure it out on my own. How you doing over there?
Okay, how are you doing?
Let's get it close up. And look at that. Whoosh. Yeah, you can smell that through the video screen, can't you? It's that good. It's that good. Alright, we're going to finish this up, put some lids on them, and then bathe them. We don't want to sell you dirty pickles, so we're going to bathe them for you. Okay, now they go into the bath. They get cooked, heat cooked. And she got that fancy little dipping tool there that keeps them up so you don't have to stick your hands in that hot water. Trust me, it's still hot though. All that steam blowing right now. You can see it making some heat. Get them all in there, and then she's going to drop it. Watch this. There she goes, down into the water. And now they're bathing, getting ready for the next step. 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right. We won't make you watch the water boil. We'll edit this and fade into the next scene, and it'll be done. So our 10 minutes will be your 10 seconds. So while she is putting more pickles in jars back there, bread and butter pickles, I'm going to give you the brief Dave translation of the history of bread and butter pickles. So you got Omar Fanning, 1923. Great Depression era, right? He was a cucumber farmer, and he sold cucumbers, and he wasn't selling enough cucumbers. He wasn't making money. He wasn't feeding his family. So he started taking some of the small cucumbers, which were at the time were thought of as being wasteful, and he came up with this concoction of putting them in this, not dill, but in this juice, this liquid, and out come the flavor of bread and butter pickles. So he starts bartering around town and kind of trading them. Well, a salesman rolls through town, and he's just taken with these bread and butter pickles, and he takes them back to the home spot and to the office, the front office people, and the front office people are like, we want that recipe. Go buy that recipe off that man. So they go back to Omar Fanning and they try to buy the recipe. Well, he's a smart dude. Smart dude. He knew he had the keys to the kingdom. So he did not sell the recipe. Instead, he said, tell me how many you want. I'll make them for you. I'll grow them, I'll make them, and I'll be your supplier. So they negotiated out a price, and he came back and he said, okay, we'll do this. Well, then Omar looks at the order. He's like, I can't do that. I don't have a factory. So the guy asked to see the factory too. Wanted to take a tour. Omar wouldn't give him a tour of the factory because there was no factory. These were done in his kitchen, okay? So now he's got an order for all these pickles, and he doesn't have a factory to make them in, and he doesn't have enough land to grow that many. So he goes up to the local school, and he talks them into leasing some land or letting them use some land to grow more pickles in the back half of the schoolyard. So he grows these pickles, and he comes up with a recipe. He does the recipe. He makes his bread and butter pickles, and he sells them to this guy. And they come back. They want more, and he's like, I'm onto something here. So he looks for a trademark on the name and the recipe. Tries to get a trademark on that, and he did get a trademark on it. It's long since expired, but he did have it trademarked for a while. And then again, this is my translation. You can Google this and you can look all this up. But some other things that I found really interesting is he got the name because they got so popular in town that he was in so quickly that the local grocer was trading them for bread and butter, so his family could have bread and butter. That's why they're called Bread and Butter Pickles, because he was trading his pickles and his recipe for bread and butter because no one was making any money. It's the Great Depression, and he's feeding his family. He now has bread and butter, and we all know that, you know, bread, man should not live by bread alone, but it's very important to have. And then butter, you know, you can cook with butter, you can make things with butter, you can, you know, change the flavor with butter. So cakes require butter. So bread and butter, nothing to do with bread and butter other than the fact he was bartering these pickles for bread and butter. And then a big city man comes along and tries to buy him out, and he's smarter than the big city man. Don't mess with them country folk. They ain't dumb. And he keeps the recipe, and the rest, as they say, is history. But it's just such an interesting story to me. It's just so cool, and how he was smart. Because most people would have took the money and run. Even in this world today, take the money and run. Not this guy. And then he gets the order, and he's like, oh, how am I going to supply all these pickles? But he figures it out. He figures it out, and that's the key, man. That's cool. Such a cool story because he figures it out. All right, Bread and Butter Pickles. I don't know if ours is as good as Omar's from 1923, but Jules is back there shaking her head. She gets rave reviews on them, and she has orders for them. People asking for them already, so maybe someday we'll have an order big enough that she'll let me buy more land. Hey. I was trying to talk her into buying more land. So if you want Bread and Butter Pickles from Julie, order them online now. And you might get them in a year or two, because first I got to talk her into buying more land, then we got to grow them. So it'll probably take a year to talk her into something, and then we got to grow them the following year. So I have to wait a while. It's not going to be no Amazon 3-day shipping. Well, who knows? So you got to help me out here. All right, help me out. Having a good time with it. But yeah, Google that story. It's a really interesting story. You can fill in kind of the blanks a little bit there. But Bread and Butter Pickles. Now, the type of pickle, they say, goes back into like the 1800s. So, and you know, nothing's new under the sun, right? Everybody gets an idea from somewhere. But this guy turned it into a business and probably saved his family and his farm through the Great Depression. So it's a really neat story. So back to doing our Bread and Butter Pickles that hopefully you get to enjoy. Okay, we're taking last round out of the hot water here. They've been bathed. I'm sure they wash behind their ears. And now it's time to let them cool, and then they're ready for distribution. Julie's Bread and Butter Pickles. Okay, what are you doing there? Oh, you need your thing. Yeah, we're starting to clean up before we got done, and sometimes I put things in the way. And then they're in the way. Yeah, look at that. Those look good, don't they? Yeah. Those look yummy. Ready to be ate. Well, not yet. They're kind of hot right now. Ooh, that one rocked. All right. Let's go over here and take a look. That's some of the cucumbers we have left, and they're not done growing. That's the batch there. And we decided we're going to let things sit over here and cool. And then we'll take inventory before we put them away. So Sunrise Farms, another video, another fun Sunday, canning pickles today. Hope you enjoyed watching along. We try to keep it short enough that it's enjoyable, but long enough you see what we're doing and having a good time with it. And comments are always welcome. Give us a like, give us a follow, tell your friends. We appreciate hearing from you. It's cool to hear your comments and things. And I mean, you can laugh at us. It's okay. We're just here having a good time. Thanks for watching.